Hey, it's been almost a year. How are you? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. My name is Alyssa. Wow, let me not make any excuses at all. No, I'm just kidding. It is so nice to be back on YouTube. I have been wanting to make my comeback for so long, but you know when time just goes by for so long and you know you need to do something and it just makes you anxious the longer you wait? I was just waiting for like a burst of confidence, and today was that day. I have been trying to make a YouTube video, or at least getting the courage to make a YouTube video, for months at this point. But as you know, if you saw my previous video, we have a lot to catch up on. This is what I'm drinking, this little Chobani protein Greek yogurt drink. I wanted to make a whole video about pregnancy update, where I'm at in my pregnancy, just give you guys an update. So let's get started. So for those of you who have been subscribed for a while, you know that my husband and I did get married. We got married in April of 2023. With marriage comes the talks about whether you want to start a family or not, when you want to start a family. Dean and I knew that we definitely wanted to start a family. We definitely wanted to have kids. This is gonna sound terrible. I have never been a person that has felt really strong maternal instincts. I've never been a person that had baby fever. I always knew that I was going to be a mom. I knew that that was in my future, and I definitely wanted to be a mom, but it's definitely never been my biggest goal in life. I think it's gonna be one of the greatest things that I ever accomplish. I'm so excited. I can't wait to meet this baby. I can't wait to be a mom. But as far as like the best thing that I ever do is to be a mom, I don't really think that describes me as a person. I think it's going to be one of the best things that I ever do. In a long line of good things that I do in my life, having children is definitely going to be up there. Yeah, it's just never been my one true goal in life. I was never in a big rush to have kids. I know Dean has always wanted to be a dad. I think his final form is going to be a dad. He's going to be the best dad ever. And so we had a timeline. We thought August 2024, fall 2024. So this past fall would be a good time to start thinking about trying for a family. We would have been married for almost a year and a half. By the time the baby would be here, we'd be married for 2 years. It just felt like a really good timeline for us. I would be pregnant after being at all of my friends' weddings. Around July, we really just started deep diving into what this looks like. I would say not even July, probably like 3 months prior, we really hunkered down on what we were eating, our habits, just doing everything that we could to make sure our fertility was the best that it could be, you know, whether these things were accurate or not. We tried to just eat really clean, stay really active, get really good sleep, cut drinking. We're not big drinkers, but we just didn't drink at all 3 months prior. After the second month of trying, we got the positive pregnancy test, and it was so exciting. You can see our reaction in our previous video of finding out we were pregnant. Needless to say, this is a very wanted and loved baby. All of our friends and family have been so excited and so supportive, so we cannot wait to bring him into the world. So just kind of an overview of how pregnancy has been. The first trimester, I don't think I could have made a YouTube video even if it was, you know, my #1 goal in the world. First trimester was really rough. I found out I was pregnant on September 20th, and then probably until week 13 or 14, I had really bad nausea. So I was still nauseous into my second trimester. I know a lot of people experience way less nausea into their second trimester. Unfortunately, that was not my situation. I've been nauseous before. Everyone's been sick. Everyone has thrown up before, you know. Some of us have even maybe been hungover before. It is a nausea that I have never experienced in my entire life. It was miserable. I can't even describe how bad it was. From the moment that you wake up to the moment you go to bed, it's just like the worst hangover you have ever had in your whole life. I don't even think a hangover describes it, because the nausea, it's unlike any nausea that I've ever experienced. It was really important to me to stay active in my pregnancy. I spent the year prior to getting pregnant getting into the best shape of my life and building a routine, because I knew it was going to be important to me to stay active during pregnancy, because I know that really aids in your delivery and your recovery, and it has so many good benefits. So I knew it would be so much harder to try to form a habit while I was experiencing the nausea, the exhaustion, all the things that come with pregnancy. So I decided, let me build this routine way before getting pregnant. So I spent a full year prior to pregnancy just building a workout routine, eating clean, eating just overall better, trying to get to my target weight for pre-pregnancy, and I'm so happy to say I was able to meet that goal, and it has helped truly so much in this pregnancy. It has helped me keep my eye on the goal, and it's helped me and inspired me to just take advantage of my good days when I'm feeling good, to stay active, even if it's just, you know, doing my 10,000 steps a day, or if I feel good enough to do a full workout, to do it. So the consistency, it didn't fall apart in the first trimester, but there was probably a good month where I was only able to work out once or twice a week, which is still, like, that's still amazing. There are some people who are just bedridden, can't stop throwing up. Like, my experience was rough, but I know that there are so many people out there who have had a much worse experience. So while acknowledging the struggles that I did have, I do feel very blessed that it was not worse. In addition to nausea, I've never been more tired in my life, ever. I am a very high functioning person. I always have a lot of energy. I get a lot of stuff done during the day, very productive. I'm good at multitasking, and that has just been impossible during the first trimester and even into the second trimester. I didn't really experience a lot of like random cravings. I would say that pretty much nothing sounded good, but one thing would sound good, and if I didn't get that one thing, I just felt like the world was ending. Like, when I prior to getting pregnant, I was like, oh, pregnancy cravings, like, you just want to take advantage of the situation, you just want to eat, you know, whatever you want, which is totally fine, but I didn't think that they were like as instinctual as they are. It's not just a craving, it's like something in your body is like, if you do not consume this specific food right now, you are gonna wither away, you're gonna die, you're gonna get sick everywhere. Like, it is truly a wild experience. And then I did want to share this note that I made in the first trimester about all the random things that made me nauseous. Because you think it's just food, you think it's just food aversions, but it's not. Anytime Dean was cooking chicken, beef, or eggs, I had a very bad meat and egg aversion. I still kind of have a meat. He's in the kitchen. I still have a pretty bad beef aversion. I still can't smell, look at, or eat beef. Eggs, it depends. Like, if I order it from a restaurant, I feel like I can eat it, but when they're made here, we're still working through that. The smell of my kitchen, the smell of my pantry, opening the fridge, water that wasn't extremely cold, like warm water or room temperature water, would literally make me gag. Coffee, if I had to make it myself, I couldn't even look at my espresso machine. Coffee grounds, any type of oil, truffle, like the mushroom, the seasoning. I love truffle so much, and for the first trimester, I literally couldn't think about truffle. I didn't drink Olipop for like 3 weeks. It made me nauseous to even think about it, which is crazy because I love Olipop so much. I would chew gum to kind of help curb the nausea, like mint gum, but once the gum lost its flavor, I was like gonna get sick. My trash can, and then the drain in the sink. So some of them I feel like they're self-explanatory, some of them were a little bit more random. I, believe it or not, I'm like 1 week away from my third trimester, so I can kind of go over what the second trimester has been like. Nausea kind of completely went away around in between weeks 15 and 17, I want to say. Still experiencing aversions, but it's not like a constant from the moment that I wake up to the moment that I go to bed nausea. But what was once nausea has been replaced with extreme acid reflux. I have this horrible acid reflux all day. My throat just feels on fire all day. And then I have to eat these baby small meals because when you're pregnant, obviously all of your organs get pushed up, and the only thing that I can attribute it to is, in addition to my acid reflux, my stomach is being pressed on, and your digestion slows when you're pregnant. So I feel like food just piles up in me, which is really disgusting. So I have to eat very small meals, because if I eat normal sized or big meals, I will literally just throw up. In the first trimester, I think I threw up one time because I brushed my teeth on an empty stomach. But the majority of the time that I have gotten sick, which has actually been a lot, has been in the second trimester only from acid reflux. I have thrown up, I think, once a week my entire second trimester, which is really wild, because I thought second trimester, everybody said your nausea goes away, you get like this burst of energy. I haven't had any of that. Not to scare you, I hope that's your experience, but that just hasn't been my experience. Everybody's body is so different. And my best advice is just to go into this with no expectations, because pregnancy will humble you really bad. Another rough symptom I've been having, other than acid reflux and the nausea, I have horrible pelvis pain. It is so bad. We are having a boy. I'll talk about that a little bit more later. But he is sitting super, super low. I'm carrying very low, and there is so much pressure on my pelvis that it feels like my pelvis is gonna crack in half all the time. It is, I can't even explain it. It is bizarre. Like, my bones just feel so bruised and brittle. Obviously, all these things I've talked about with my OB. She said they're very normal, so not too worried about it, but I'm very excited for it to be over. Yeah, that's kind of been the second trimester. I've been able to stay way more active during the second trimester, which has been really good. That helps me feel a little bit more like myself. But I've still, just been so exhausted, still getting sick. So that's also been a reason why it's been hard to get back into YouTube, because I'm just waiting for a day where I feel great, and today is that day. So to be exact, I am actually going to be 27 weeks tomorrow, which is super exciting. A little over a month ago, we had our anatomy scan, which was the craziest experience. We got to see our baby on the ultrasound screen for like close to an hour, and it was so awesome. We had found out his gender probably, I think, a few weeks prior, because something happened with my anatomy scan and it got pushed back. We were gonna wait to the anatomy scan to find out the gender, but it got pushed too far. I had my anatomy scan, you're supposed to have it at 20 weeks, but I ended up having it at 22 weeks, and I was like, sorry, there's just no way. I can't continue to wait that long. So I think we scheduled it on either my 17 week or my 18 week. We just went to a boutique ultrasound facility here in Chicago, and we got to see him. We got to see his face on 3D, and that is where we found out that he was a boy. And I had a really, really strong feeling that it was a boy. Dean thought it was a girl. I hope we get a girl next time, but I just knew that he was a boy. So we were super excited to find out, and that honestly helped me feel a lot more relaxed and a lot more connected to him. I feel like just finding a piece of his identity was really helpful. So after we found out his gender, we went and picked up and bought, the first baby clothing item. So that was a really exciting little date and experience. But back to the anatomy scan, we had a wonderful anatomy scan. We feel so blessed that everything is looking really good. Everything is looking really healthy. He's growing really well. He's actually showing a few days ahead, which is really cool. It's so awesome to think about how he started, microscopic, and now he's like over 2 pounds and the size of, I think he will be the size of a cabbage tomorrow. So it's just crazy that like my body is just doing this. Like, it's like breathing. Obviously I'm experiencing the symptoms, but my body is just on autopilot doing what it was meant to do. There's definitely been like a large emotional aspect to it. It's hard watching your body grow. It's like the most beautiful experience in the world, but it's also incredibly hard, especially after spending a year getting into like the best shape of my life and being someone who has experienced body dysmorphia since high school. That has been a huge struggle, just to be totally transparent. I know that what my body is doing is very beautiful, and at the end of the day, I do think that, but it is still kind of just a mental struggle to watch your body change. And I'm just so lucky to have Dean, because he always reminds me all the time that he thinks my body is so beautiful and that he's so grateful for my body because it's carrying our son. And it's just helpful to be reminded of those things, even if I know deep down they are true. Sometimes your own reflection can get in the way of those things. It's also just hard knowing that like our life is gonna change. I'm so excited, and I know like after a couple weeks it's gonna be like, oh my god, I can't believe we ever lived without him. But you know, leading up to it, I'm like, oh my gosh, our lives are gonna change permanently. It's gonna be the best change ever. But it's just so crazy. I'm kind of, I think I'm like literally the oldest in my friend group, and so no one in our friend group is quite in the same stage of life, which is totally fine. But it's just different. It's scary, like the thought of being left behind. And I know I have great friends and they're so supportive and they're so excited, but it's hard for your brain to not go there and just think like they won't have the same responsibility that we're gonna have, you know, taking care of a little human, and that's totally okay. But it's like you don't want to feel left behind as they continue on with their, you know, mid-20s lifestyle. I just have to trust everything's gonna be okay, and I know it will be okay. We're also moving this month. We are moving out of the city, which has also been an extreme mental struggle for me because I love living in the city. I've always wanted to live downtown Chicago my whole life, and I know it's the right thing to do. We're definitely ready to make the move to the suburbs, but I think no matter what, I'm just gonna really miss it here, even if I know moving to the suburbs is the better thing to do. We already signed our lease. We're not moving too far out of the city, just a closer western suburb, but it's gonna be good to have more space for the baby. We're gonna have, you know, a nursery for him, and I'm excited to do moving vlogs and showing you how we decorate the nursery and all that fun stuff. But that's a big change coming up as well. So a lot of changes happening during one of the biggest changes of my life. So it's been a crazy ride. Dean is coming to join about what his experience has been like.
I'll tell you, I can't even say. The main thing I'm excited for is for her to be skinny again.
Little inside joke.
No,
Just kidding.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll be like, babe, you're getting a little big, just as a joke, because I know she can take it. It's just fun.
I know,
games.
he's not being serious. He just tries. It makes me laugh. He does it to make me laugh.
And that's after I tell her that she's beautiful, and I'm so proud to be with her and so grateful for her, like 20 times a day. Probably too much, but
yeah. Dean definitely shows his gratitude. He's been the absolute. I could not have made it through this pregnancy without him. So he's JK. He's JK. Everybody, don't.
I'm the guy. I'm like, you're going to sleep right at 9:30. Don't eat too much so you don't throw up. Don't work out. Puda,
you want it?
Oh. He's kind of mad he's getting your brother because he's not going to have
all the attention. Yeah.
But he's going to have to get over it. Like I told her this morning that I'm just proud of her. Or last night I told her I'm proud of her and just so grateful that she takes care of her body and she did everything to prepare the right way. And I'm just so grateful to have someone who works so hard to give our baby a healthy, or give us a healthy baby and give our baby a healthy life. And I do everything I can to help her out, and she still does everything she can to help me out. And if she does too much for me, I'll literally get pissed at her and be like, babe, sit down, I can do it, you're fucking pregnant.
Yeah, Dean has been great. He has taken such good care of me. He's booked me a pregnancy massage when I was feeling horrible.
There's another one coming up. I haven't booked it yet, but I'm
gonna he has just spoiled me and like treated me the way I hope every pregnant person gets treated while they are going through such a crazy experience. But yeah, I truly couldn't have asked for a better partner, and I can't wait to watch him become a dad. What are you most excited for about being a dad?
Like I always say, I want to skip the diaper phase and everything and just have little Timmy running around.
His name is not Timmy, but that's what Dean.
Wait, have you told him the name?
No.
Okay. But we're going to call him Timmy for now.
Yeah.
Little Timmy just running around, and I get to play with him. Because she always says, I'm the energetic one, I need just more entertainment than her, and she's always just like watching me be stupid. Mm-hmm. So I need someone to be stupid with.
Yes.
Like all the time. And I know he might outpace my energy, but I'm still gonna.
He could.
I'm gonna go hard. So.
He's very active in my belly,
Yeah.
so he might be more energetic than
And
you.
the doctor said that activity in the belly is usually activity outside the belly.
Yeah, so we're a little scared. We're a little nervous.
I'm a little scared. I mean, I'm basically pregnant too. I'm just not shocked.
And you look good for being
Thank
7
you.
months
I
pregnant.
know, a little skinnier than you.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, guys, I think that's all for now. I still have a whole trimester left, so I'm sure there'll be more baby and pregnancy related videos to come, but I just wanted to give a little update on what our life has been like the past few months. Excited to take you on our journey of moving, decorating the nursery, and all that.
Like and subscribe to Al Kydro's channel. Hit the notification, or what was it? I don't remember what you do. You haven't posted in so long.
I know, I don't even remember what I do either. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, definitely hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can get notified every single time I post. And I will see you soon.
Go green.
Bye.
Crazy.
I know, should I do a little bump date too?
Yeah, I'm glad you're back. Oh, your belly button's starting to come out.
I know, isn't that weird?
It's a little scary.
Here's the belly from the front. Here's the belly from the side.